Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Bidding is over for the Marpi properties. Find out what is next. Also tonight, Department of Finance is working on the second round of tax refunds. And a new consulate has opened in San Jose, giving more opportunity to serve the community. In sports, softball players are still waiting for the light to turn green. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The food technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. You really keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. Feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance,
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
Hey, all right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, October 19th, 2020. 6 individuals tested positive for COVID-19 over the weekend through testing upon arrival. This brings the total to 86 positive COVID-19 cases since March. The individuals have been moved into isolated quarantine at Kanoa, and contact tracing for passengers on the same flight and immediate contacts has been initiated. To date, 60 of the confirmed positive cases have been identified through inbound travel into the CNMI, where 32 have originated from the U.S. mainland, 17 from a U.S. territory, and 11 from a foreign country. Bids for the Marianas Resort in Marpi ended on last Friday. Find out what happens next. The bids for the Marianas Resort were extended to Friday, October 16th due to the use of the property as a COVID-19 quarantine site. This includes the hotel, golf course and pool, and the racetrack.
The first bid that ended in July, we had 3 bidders whom have paid the fees, and we haven't opened any of the bids yet because the RFP was extended. But this week we received notification from one of the bidders that they'd like to pull out. And so, they can pull out, and we will end up giving them a reimbursement on their administrative processing fee.
Tergazo says 4 last-minute bids were submitted Friday evening, totaling to 6 submissions. The RFP requirements for the Marpi properties have been up for over a year. Only the dates have been changed. And today, the bids will be opened and reviewed for compliance by DPL.
We will open the bids. and will determine if they are all responsive, meaning if they've complied with every item on the RFP. And if they have, they will be forwarded to the evaluation committee. The evaluation committee usually is set up with members of the DPL key team.
Tergezo will be asking the expertise of different agencies in selecting the qualified bidder for the Marpi properties.
Having a board member from MVA, because they're very familiar with tourism, and they might be a little bit more keen to something in the proposal that would be more helpful to the community. But majority comprised of DPL team, so that would be the real estate division and our accounting division, and we will have to vet through it and make sure that in the end of the day, the proposal that is selected would be the best and highest use for people of NMDs. We have to maximize our public lands. So.
The Marpi properties also require approval from the legislature on which is the best developer to take over, but Tergezo says that won't take place until early next year.
Because it's an election year, we don't anticipate going up to the legislature at least until probably February, once the new legislature is organized. So that gives us time to review, and it also extends the time of the facility being utilized as a COVID site.
The Marpi facility has been maintained by DPL, keeping it in pristine condition for when the new leaseholder takes over. Close to 10,000 taxpayer refund checks have been sent out, resulting in $5 million in the first batch. Secretary of Finance David Adelig says he expects to receive the funding within the next 7 to 10 days for the second batch of tax refunds.
We're preparing a batch of about $2.5 million worth of tax refunds for the next batch. If I receive more funds than I expect, then we're prepared to add more or include a third batch that we're able to release for our taxpayers.
Atelig says $10.2 million has been released in child tax credit so far. The fourth batch went out last week, and the fifth batch will be later this week.
There's about $160,000 worth of child tax credits that was received by IRS, which we released. Revenue Tax is finalized their numbers of the fifth batch. I should be getting that request today. The IRS has been very quick in responding to our batch requests.
The United States Attorney Sean Anderson has assigned 2 district election officers for the upcoming November 3rd election. Miravic David will serve as the DEO for Guam and Eric O'Malley as the DEO for the Northern Mariana Islands. The 2 attorneys are under the assignment of Assistant United States Attorneys and are responsible for handling complaints of election fraud and voting rights. Anderson states David and O'Malley will be on duty while polls are open and during early voting. Attorney David can be reached at 671-479-4120 and Attorney O'Malley at 670-236-2986. or to make a complaint about possible voting rights law violations directly to the Civil Rights Division in Washington, D.C., visit civilrights.justice.gov. The Philippine Consulate opens a new office in San Jose. Sally Lemus has this story.
1, 2, 3. Congratulations!
Governor Ralph Torres and Lieutenant Governor Arno Palacios led the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the official home of the Philippine Honorary Consulate Office. Other CNMI officials also gathered at the new office located at the Sun Palace Hotel in San Jose. Philippine Consul to the CNMI Glicerio Arago says this office gives them the opportunity to better serve the needs of the Filipino community.
The Philippine Consulate Support Office has found a new home. With this comfortable space, my team and staff will be now able to accommodate and serve more all of the needs of our kababayans or compatriots through various consular services.
According to Arago, there are about 10,000 Filipino workers residing in the CNMI. Many of them have made a family here who requires different types of consular services.
They are employed in various industries such as in health, medical care, finance and accounting, media and communication, construction and the hospitality sector, and they still need to obtain consular services.
Local businessman Jerry Tan says many private businesses rely on foreign workers and he will continue to give them that support.
We all know the role that the Filipinos have played in the Commonwealth and also I just want to let you know that you invite me to kind of speak on behalf of the private sector, and the private sector of course rely a lot on the CW workers and Filipino workers in general, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate what you do at the office for the private sector and economic development as a whole. So we, meaning the private sector, will continue to do our best to support your office.
Governor Torres also speaks on the importance of taking care of all workers in the CNMI.
When you have those kind of positions that have helped and structure and build CNMI, and with your office here, really it's a comfort that our Filipino community can still come here with partner with, of course, us and the leaders. But I want to thank you, and I want to thank also all of our Filipino community. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for building CNMI, and continue to make CNMI your home.
I'm Sally Limis for KSPN News.
A Marianas-themed flight from Korea is scheduled to take place this weekend. According to the Marianas Visitors Authority, the flight will depart and return to the Incheon International Airport on Sunday, October 25th. And the limited 160 seats for the themed flight sold out on the first day. The flight will be on an Asiana Airline aircraft and will last 2 hours and 20 minutes. With Marianas theme and flight meals, amenity kits, discount coupons, and promotional information. Coming up, firefighters from the CNMI travel afar to help those in need. Find out more after the break.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking, Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and views all the way around.
Winigi Pechay Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor sa feye emal ebalusyu klalyam weres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa nireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong parmasutiko.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
KSPN Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. VHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. As the CNMI honors the month of October as Fire Prevention Month, firefighters from our islands travel thousands of miles away to make sure that happens. Sally Limas reports.
The Cooperative Fire program under the U.S. Forest Service has recruited a 16-man team from the CNMI to help battle wildfires in Northern California. 7 of those men are from the Department of Fire and Medical Services, while the rest are civilians who volunteered to help. DFEM spokesperson Derek Gersonde says the team left Saipan on September 24th and is expected to be back in about 3 weeks. This is the 3rd time for the CNMI to send out men as part of the program. The team is currently out in the August complex that expands across 3 separate national forests. Gersonde also added that the men have a 2-week straight duty with only 2 days off and then it's back to work. This wildfire has made national news over the past months, and in a Facebook post from the Office of the Governor, they are very proud of our men. Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Limas.
On Guam, positive COVID-19 numbers continue to rise, and so does the number of patients in the hospital. KUAM reports.
Hafide CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. The number of hospitalizations continues to soar at the Guam Memorial Hospital as Joan Charfris reports it was peaking at just over 60 COVID patients Friday morning.
No matter how high the numbers rise, Guam Memorial Hospital Administrator Lillian Posada says they're doing everything they can to provide patient care to COVID and non-COVID patients.
We don't have much of a choice but to manage and to handle.
The total census to include non-COVID patients at GMH as of Friday morning was 150, and of that number, 62 patients are receiving care for COVID, 12 are receiving ICU level of care, and 4 are on ventilator support. Of the 62, 8 are at the GMH Skilled Nursing Unit in Barragata Heights, also referred to as the COVID Isolation Facility, or SIF. The goal, according to Posadas, is to try to keep COVID patients off ventilators. Posadas says, at the direction of GMH Medical Director Dr. Jolene Uggan, they have stood up a robust proning program.
Where every 2 hours, these individuals are prone, are put in a proning position that will help them with their lungs, open up their lung capacity, so that way they get better aeration and oxygenation, so they don't get to the point where their lung tissues continue to collapse and need to be on ventilators.
Proning is described as a process of turning a patient with precise, safe motions from their back onto their stomach so the individual is lying face down. It reportedly leads to better breathing.
There is that approach and that strategy that Dr. Ogden has launched with a team of support staff who go to every room and put patients in a proning position. So hopefully that will continue to help these individuals pull through this COVID infection and not need to be on ventilator support.
Aside from the proning approach, Posada says they are continuing to work on increasing nurse staff. 10 nurses picked up through their Staffing Solutions Agency will arrive to Guam on Sunday, and GMH is continuing efforts to recruit more nurses here at home.
And we've met with the public health, who now has the authority and the oversight responsibility of the DOE nurses. So we're in communication with them to try and, maximize their availability in the hospitals, both GMH and GRMC.
As the numbers rise, everyone is urged to do their part, wearing a mask, practicing social distancing, and staying safer at home.
Stay informed with KUAM.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, before we completely forget, remember Sakudi? You remember women's softball? Maybe not, it's been a while.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I can say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
That despite this distance,
We are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Go's Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're gonna do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well we wanna lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you wanna think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Did you know CNMI's coral reefs and seagrass ecosystems are worth about $115 million a year? Coral reefs alone are valued over $100 million a year. All the more reason these precious ecosystems must continue to be protected. Coral reefs are important to the people of the CNMI because they provide traditional and subsistence uses, production of commercial food products, recreational opportunities for a healthy tourist economy, and physical protection from storms. Do not break or collect coral to take home with you. We need them. Corals are living animals, and it takes decades to create reef structures. Planting trees, grass, and shrubs on bare soil helps prevent sediment from entering our oceans. Trees also help fight climate change. Use a rain barrel and collect water from roofs, yards, and paved surfaces. You can help keep storm water on your property and pollutants out of waterways by building a rain garden. The ocean floor isn't a dance floor. Stepping on corals can break them. Maintain buoyancy when snorkeling or diving. Nutrients from excess fertilizer increases algae growth that blocks sunlight to corals. Coral reefs need clean, clear water to survive. Help keep our beaches litter-free. Always take out your own trash and a little bit more. Anchor in sandy areas away from coral and seagrass, or use mooring buoys so the anchor and chain do not drag on nearby corals. Reduce, reuse, rethink, repair, refuse, recycle. Do not feed the fish. Do not take or step on coral. Do not collect shells. Do not fish. Help with local tree planting community events, local beach cleanups, and get involved in protecting your watershed. Participate in training or education programs that focus on reef ecology. You can make a difference. Please contact Mina to get involved in community conservation.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenos sports fans. Buenos sports fans, someone this weekend asked me, hey Bob, whatever happened to softball here? I said, it got the virus. Well, you know, Capitol Hill Park is a great place for softball. We remember it. Here's some classic Chamalinian moments. When Gus Kaipat sang the national and CNMI anthems in 2009, the Chamalinian Softball League was officially ordained. Softball's popularity was at its peak, with 21 men's teams and 300 players. The season started in December and didn't end until June, when Natibu defeated Monamigos for the title, thanks to some last-inning heroics.
Top of the 7th, here we go. Kent Cowan leads off with a solo shot. Dustin Quintano with the blast down the line. Fleming makes a nice diving catch in the corner. Ned Narita doubles off of the fence. Vic Salas caps a 4-run outburst. Nativo was 3 outs from glory. The moon was watching to see if Monamigos could come from behind. Joe Torres leads off, and there's a deep fly. J.R. Sewell jumps. Can't make the catch, and there's 1 run. Fleming reduces the deficit to 2 with that base hit. Two outs. Last chance, a grounder to second, the throw to first. Game over. Nativo wins 20-18 for the championship.
The next year, the Chamalinian League added a women's league. One team dominated that year, and others as well. Sakuti, the closest thing that Saipan has seen in a dynasty since the Tinian dynasty closed. Check it out, batting a fly ball to Bert Camacho. She's there. She's here. She's everywhere. Her defense, one of the main reasons for Sakuti's success, you could say. Jenny Palacios with the infield grounder. Safe. Rachel with the grounder. Janice slips on the muddy field, and the ball goes through. Jenny goes all the way to third. The throw there. Close, but no cigar. Everyone is safe as milk. Liz Labria with the rip to left field city. Popo up next. She delivers a single up the middle. Liz hustles high, you can say that. She's able to score all the way from first base. How about that? Lillian Ogden with a single past the shortstop. That loads the bases for Tammy Mazga. There's a shot into the gap. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 3 runs will score. 4 runs will score. An inside the park grand salami. Sakuti swells the score to 28-4 to capture the 2011 pennant over.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. You have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term, daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month.
and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
Another hot day today, 90 to the high and the low is 81. Heat index all the way up to 107. 68% humidity tomorrow, mostly cloudy, some isolated showers. We're in the rainy season. Northeast winds 5 to 15, high 88, low 78, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise 9 past 6, a high tide in the morning, a low tide in the afternoon, and then sunset at 5:53. That's news, that's sports, and that's your weather on this Monday. Thank you for watching KSPN2 News, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday evening.